What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more and we're returning to their 2000 album Minor Earth Major Sky, and we're up to a tune called Barely Holding On. It's a phrase that immediately exudes desperation to me. Visually, it suggests the image of someone hanging onto a cliff or some sort of vertical ledge. I imagine it'll be less of a literal physical scenario. It strikes me as something that will be more emotional and psychological. Now, that could be interpersonal. It could be a relationship that through a sort of breakdown in communication and perhaps, just going off the rails emotionally and so on, that one or both parties are aware that the relationship itself is hanging by a thread, and therefore, sort of any more disruptions or problems could sever it permanently. So it suggests the sort of moment in time. It suggests the precarious and dangerous moment, because when you're hanging by a ledge, there's only one of a few things that can happen, right? Like, you can pull yourself up if you strengthen your grip, someone can help you up, or you can loosen your grip and fall away, again, potentially with fatal consequences. But I don't think it necessarily has to be interpersonal. It doesn't have to be in relation to a relationship. I think it could be internal, someone's life, right? Like, over a period of time, they could feel like the vitality has drained from life, and whether that's because of forces external or maelstroms internal, they feel like a deadening. They feel like they're not able, or they're barely able to sort of get up and face the day. They're barely able to get through the day, because there's just this malaise or this sort of like draining of the colors of the world around them. So again, I feel like it could be between people, but it could also be a struggle that a person is going through, such that they feel like they're right on the edge of just giving up, or having their let's say a nervous breakdown. It just feels like it's a phrase where someone is at a very precarious moment in time, whether that again is more external in relation to another person, or just the forces around them, or whether it's like an emotional struggle that they just can't like find the wherewithal to sort of live the life that they need to be living, and so they feel like they're in danger of succumbing to the forces around them. So we'll have to see on what level and in what direction it's manifesting. But again, it suggests to me a very dangerous and potentially doomed, a dangerous moment and a doomed individual potentially, because once more, like, when you're barely hanging on, there's only a handful of next steps that can happen. So we'll have to see, but let's get it. This is Barely Hanging On, from their 2000 album Minor Earth Major Sky. But also big and expansive.
Used to be so sensible on my own.
Oh.
Now I'm so sensitive, it's a joke. I'm getting by on decibels like a drug. I greet every brand new day with a shrug. I'm barely hanging on.
So like a loss of will, a malaise about going through life. A symphonic feeling.
Used to be so comfortable in a suit, almost presentable next to you. I used to be so confident in a crowd. Now I can't say my own name aloud. I'm barely hanging on. Barely hanging on. Barely hanging on. Barely hanging on.
I can feel like the way it transitioned there.
We never could see eye to eye. Oh, but never mind. And now I guess it's hard to see what has gotten into me. Oh, but never mind. Oh, but never mind.
Very jazzy at this section.
Oh, but never mind. I'm barely hanging on. So barely hanging on.
So like some different influences in this one. Sorry, boys.
I'm barely hanging on.
The guitar is really enjoyable. It's interesting, like with a lot of the other Sonics, it's not depressive. It doesn't make me think of a tragic end. So if he is barely hanging on, I feel like the world around him is actually trying to reinvigorate him. It felt like there was enough positivity there for me to be optimistic about the state of the narrator's malaise and that he might be able to get through it. But again, it's another song where the Sonics feel sort of triumphant and like, uplifting, but the subject matter is that he feels, like no connection to the world anymore. He greets each day with a shrug, and it's like, it just doesn't have the same meaning or the same reality to him. So yeah, it felt like someone who is at the end of their emotional rope, but the Sonics would, suggest that maybe that's not the full story. So let me know what you think about this one. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to hear as much of the lyrics as I can. As I go through these aha reactions, I am appreciating more and more the subtlety and the quality of their songwriting, although it's something that started right away, because there were already a couple songs early on where I was like, oh, there's some interesting themes, and then someone said, but look at this line and this line, it has a darker meaning than you were thinking. It's like, wow. But again, even though when I do these first listens I don't catch everything, I really am beginning to understand that their songwriting is one of their true qualities and hallmarks over the course of the albums. But yeah, that one is really cleverly written in the sense that the Sonics and the lyrics have this seemingly juxtaposed or contradictory relation to each other, but as I've mentioned before, I think that can be a really good recipe for a song. So anyway, let me know if you agree. Let me know what you think about the song more generally. I will see you next time. Peace.